This is the day that a lot of you have been waiting for. There have been so many rumours about the Nano, and here it is right now. I have several things I want to talk to you about the Nano in this video, and there's one thing that I really wish they had done that would have been an absolute game changer for these tiny little removable POV cameras. Would have been a game changer, but I'll get onto that later. For now, let's start with what this little camera is and all its little parts. Also, I'm going to get onto audio later, but this audio is coming directly from the Nano itself, so how do you think it's sounding so far? I'm definitely going to do comparisons with external mics connected as well, but this just gives you an idea, straight out of the box, what the audio is going to sound like. Before I have to go and catch my train, let me just tell you about this multifunctional vision dock. So here it is. I'm actually recording on the Nano as well, so that you can still see the footage but also see what I'm talking about. So you can see it's got the camera on the top and it's got the vision dock on the bottom. It's also got this dual-sided magnetic design, so you've got magnet on the back and you've also got magnet on the side of the camera. So imagine this side where the dock is connected is the side. And yeah, with this dock, let me try and take it off without dropping the camera. Because it comes apart in two bits, as you can see, you can do remote monitoring. So if you've got your camera somewhere, then you can still see what you're doing by having the dock in your hand with the camera being farther away. And you can also use it for remote changing your settings as well if you're further away from the camera. Or if you've just got the camera mounted on your chest, for example, I don't have the pendant, if you've got it mounted on your chest and you want to see or make sure that you're framed up properly, or whatever you're doing is framed up properly, then at least you can take the vision dock off and see that. So it's pretty good.
Please mind the gap.
So as you can see, I took a little trip to Bath, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But before I do get onto that, it's worth saying that the DJI Osmo Nano has built-in storage, and you can get 64 gig or you can get 128 gig. But it doesn't only have built-in storage, you can also expand that storage with an SD card, because it has an SD card slot, which is such a welcomed feature to have in a camera. Having both is just great. Alright, so I'm in Bath today because I came to pick up my iPhone 17 Pro Max, because I didn't want to wait for it to be delivered because it would have taken like 4 weeks. So I just thought, you know what, let me just come to Bath because there's an Apple store here. But this is also the perfect opportunity for me to get loads of footage with the Nano, just as you were if you were vlogging. So I was just in the train station and I didn't have this in super night mode, which this camera does have. I'll show you super night mode in a little bit. But I thought this was a good opportunity whilst I'm in quite a busy location for you to listen to the audio, which is coming directly from the Nano itself, because I also have the Mic 3 with me, and I'll let you hear that. And I think for the rest of the video I'm actually just going to use this now. I don't know if you can still hear me because it's quite windy, so I'm going to switch to the Mic 3. Alright, the Mic 3 is now connected, and look, there's quite a lot of traffic, as you can see, there's loads of traffic, but hopefully you can hear me just fine. I have got the wind muff on. It's quite windy today. There's like gusts of wind that keep coming back and forth, but I don't know why I said hopefully you can hear me. Obviously you can hear me because the Mic 3 sounds awesome, especially when it's connected via Osmo audio to the camera. So yeah, this is what it sounds like in comparison to what it sounded like before, when it was just the mics that were coming from the actual camera itself. And this is what the footage looks like. So this is in the normal color profile, and actually I'm going to switch into D-Log M so that you can see what that footage looks like when it's being graded, because I have a set of LUTs as well which grade D-Log M footage really nicely. I just switched over to D-Log M, and one thing that I forgot to say is that with the Nano you can connect the DJI Mic 2, Mic Mini and Mic 3 via Osmo Audio. You can't use the DJI Mic 1, so the first gen, because you can't connect it with the receiver, so you can only connect the microphone via using wireless. I'm pretty sure you can't use the receiver. It says it's not compatible with the Mic 1, so because you can't use the Mic 1 wirelessly, I'm guessing that it's because you can't use the receiver, and yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't. I'm going to try it, but you know, it says you can't. But yeah, anyway, this is D-Log M, and just like other DJI cameras, I'm sure it looks good, but I just turn my back to the sun. Just want to see how the footage comes out when you're backlit, because with the dynamic range, it should do a pretty good job. So busy in there at the moment, but I have my time slot, so hopefully I'll be able to just get it without having to wait too long. And I actually was thinking of picking up the new AirPods as well. Maybe. Maybe. Thank you. So as I mentioned earlier, I'll definitely do some night footage. That's going to be towards the end of the video. But just coming into the shop here, even though it's a little bit dimly lit, the footage still looks decent. It looks good. I started out, I think the Vision Dock had 100% battery when I left. I'm gonna have to test this a bit more, but the Vision Dock has 9% battery now, and I've been out for maybe about an hour. Obviously I haven't been recording continuously for all that time, but the camera now, so the actual camera module now has 92% battery, and that was at 100%. So yeah, I'm going to test the battery life more, but so far I can't say, because I honestly don't remember if the Vision Dock had 100% battery life or not, so ignore that, ignore me. You know what, there's actually one thing that I don't tend to do quite often, or ever really, is try out the photos. Even though I sometimes take photos with these action cameras, I never really do it and show you guys. So here are some random photos just so that you can see what the photos look like from the Osmo Nano. So, you know, the photos are okay. You're probably going to get better with your phone. If you look at the edges, they're pretty soft, but these were shot in JPEG. You do also get DNGs so that you can edit them as much as you want to, or however you want to. But yeah, I feel like you should just stick with your phone unless you're in the moment and you just really want to capture a photo. One thing I forgot to say about battery life is that you get 200 minutes of extended battery life, and you can charge from 0 to 80% in 20 minutes. Like I said, with the battery life, I'm going to keep testing this, and if I do more whilst I'm doing this video, then I'll put it in, but otherwise then I'll probably tell you in another video. Here's a bit of a test. There's a tunnel here. Just go back into the sun. There's a tunnel, and I'm in normal video. Like I said, this does shoot in super night mode, but normal video, D-Log-M. If you were just walking around, you're going from like a light place to a dark place, what's the footage going to look like? Is it still going to look good? Do you need to switch it into super night mode? Because this is like this is a dark tunnel. So this is like, there's some lights, but let's see. Looking all right. Looks like it might have handled that pretty well. Let's go back the other way. There's a river there. I always forget there's a river there. I'm going to do another full low light test where I'm actually shooting in the super night mode, D-Log-M, the normal colour profile, because obviously this was in D-Log-M. I feel like at the beginning it was really dark, and I want to know what that would have looked like if it was in the normal colour profile, but I was in D-Log-M and completely forgot I was in D-Log-M. So I will definitely do more low light stuff. Do you know, actually, let me just turn this around. In terms of dynamic range, that actually looked like it did a really good job. I need to go and catch my train, actually. What time is it? 10 minutes, I've got 10 minutes. Which is fine, the train station is just here. Do you know what? The footage is kind of what I expected. I thought it was going to be good, and it is. It didn't really disappoint me. I especially love D-Log-M. It grades really nicely and the footage just looks really good. But also if you shoot in the normal colour profile, then you're still going to get decent footage as well. With D-Log-M, you just get that flexibility to make the footage look exactly as you want. I just realised that I filmed loads of those shots in D-Log-M, which is absolutely fine. But when I do these videos, I like to shoot in the normal colour profile because I know that so many of you mainly use these cameras in the normal colour profile so that you don't have to colour grade. So I've gone back to normal. Before I came back, I shot some 4K 60 footage and some 4K 120 footage because the Nano shoots up to 4K 60. What did I say before? 4K 60, and then you've got slow motion mode which shoots up to 4K 120. The train has just arrived and I feel like I'm shouting because it is incredibly loud, so it's going to be interesting to hear what this actually sounds like when I listen back to the footage. But yeah, 4K 60 and 4K 120 when you shoot in slow motion mode. One quick thing, as the train was coming, the camera was off and I pressed the record button to do the quick make it record, turn on and record. It took forever. It took so long. So if you're trying to get something really quickly, then just turn the camera on first and then hit record. Watching the footage back and realising that it hadn't actually missed that first couple of seconds at the beginning of the clip means that when I actually hit the record button, it must have started recording pretty much straight away, even though it looked like the camera wasn't on. So that's something to note. Okay, for all you tech heads out there that want to know the specs, before I get on to what this game changer is that is not in the camera, that is a complete missed opportunity that would have been brilliant, let me just tell you about the specs real quick. So the Nano has a 1/1.3 inch sensor. It has a 143 degree wide field of view, and it has 13.5 stops of dynamic range. So throughout this video, if you've been looking at the footage, then you can see how that works out in different lighting situations. And in terms of its weight, so the little camera itself, so when you separate this from the dock, the camera weighs 52 grams and the multivision dock weighs 72 grams. In terms of it being waterproof, it is waterproof up to 10 meters, the camera. Now, this is the thing that I was saying about this would have been a game changer, because if you look at the Insta360 Go series, so the Go 3, the Go 3S, the Go Ultra, it has its little action pod, which is not waterproof. I think it's splash proof, but it's not waterproof. You can't submerge it in the water. The Nano is the same. The multivision dock is not submergible. It has an IPX4 water resistant rating, so it's splash proof, but you can't submerge it in the water. And I just feel like this is such a missed opportunity. And sure, I don't take the cameras swimming or underwater a lot, but when I go on holiday and I'm with my kids and we're in the pool, if I was going to use the Nano, I would have loved to have the vision dock as well, but you can't put it in the water. So I guess this is where you would have to use a different action camera. I just feel like it can be done. I feel like it could be done. I'm not an engineer, I know, but I feel like it could be done. And I feel like that is the missed opportunity. Though, for some people it's probably not a big deal. But for those of you that like to take these little cameras with you when you go away on holiday and whatnot, then that would have been awesome. I don't know if you can see this, but the camera just overheated. It's warm today and it's in the direct sun because it's on the windscreen. But it just overheated. Device overheated, recording stopped. And I think the clip that I was recording whilst it stopped had been running for maybe 5 minutes, perhaps. Maybe a bit more. But yeah, that's the first time it's overheated on me. I had a thought when the camera overheated and switched off. I wonder if it saved the clip that it was recording, and also the camera died shortly afterwards. So I don't know how long that was in terms of battery life. Probably a couple of hours. I was probably out for a couple of hours, and again, I wasn't filming continuously. The camera was on and off, but to be fair, it was on more than it was off. But I need to check that file actually. Let me do that. Fortunately, it did save it. So yeah, it was quite sunny and bright and warm. It just sounded so weird. It was sunny and warm, so the sun was directly on the windscreen, and the camera was probably recording for about 5 minutes, and then it overheated, so it shut off. The vision dock, that stayed on, and just said it needs to be reconnected to the camera, but then it died anyway because the battery was so low. But that is the first time it's overheated on me. Before I get onto the thing that I know a lot of you have been waiting for, the low light footage, I want to just tell you about the accessories, because just like any other DJI camera, DJI has made sure that you can actually use any of the accessories. So if you have any accessories already, you can already use them with the Nano. So I've got this selfie stick here, which is for the Osmo 360, and yeah, I can attach it to the Nano and it still works. I've also got the suction cup mount, so let me turn this one on so that you can see. Actually, let me turn this around so that I can see. Let me just check my settings, because I haven't, yeah, okay, cool. So let me just put this into standard D-warp. Okay, so on here, I've got the Nano on the suction cup mount, and this little mount here, that's just the usual action camera magnetic mount. So again, it works with the Osmo Nano as well. And then the other thing that I tend to use as well, let me just stop recording, is this little selfie stick. And I use this with my action cameras because it's quite a short one and I don't necessarily really need the long one. So again, this also works, and this is what I've been using in this video as well for the Nano. So again, that goes on there and that works just fine. And I mentioned earlier or before that I had the pendant. So with this, you obviously take the Nano apart from the Vision dock, and then you can put this on the magnetic pendant, not upside down. There you go. And then obviously you'd have that around your neck, and that would be your POV perspective. And if you want to shoot vertically, you just take it off or just rotate it, and then not vertically, horizontally, then you just rotate it that way. So yeah, if you put it on this way, you're going to be shooting vertically, and then if you put it on this way, you'll be shooting horizontally. But yeah, they're the mounts. So now I will show you the low light footage and let you know whether it is going to be decent enough to use in low light, so at night. So I'm doing a test. I've got this camera 1, which is in the normal video, and this camera 2, which is in super night mode, and I just want to see what the difference is, how much difference there is between the normal video and the super night mode. So I've dropped a link to the Nano in the description if you're thinking of getting it, and if you use the link in the description, it's going to help out my channel and support me. So if you use it, thank you in advance. And I have been collecting footage from the Go Ultra and the Nano at the same time to do a comparison. So I will link that video at the end of this video and in the description. Thanks for watching. I will catch you on the next video.